Have you ever wondered if your thoughts have the power to shape your reality? It's a tantalizing question, one that has been pondered by philosophers, scientists, and spiritual seekers alike, and the answer, fascinatingly, might just be a resounding yes. Our thoughts, you see, are not just ephemeral wisps of consciousness fluttering through our minds. They are energy, raw and potent. Each thought we have sends ripples through the universe like pebbles cast into a still pond. These ripples, in turn, can shape the fabric of our reality. It's an idea that's as old as human thought itself, but only recently has it begun to gain traction in mainstream discourse. This is thanks in large part to two key concepts: the power of positive thinking and the law of attraction. The power of positive thinking is fairly self-explanatory. It posits that by maintaining a positive outlook, we can bring about positive outcomes in our lives. We can, in essence, think our way to happiness and success. The law of attraction takes this idea a step further. It suggests that like attracts like, that by focusing our thoughts on what we desire, we can draw those things towards us. Want to find love? Focus your thoughts on love. Dream of wealth? Think about wealth. But how does this work, you might ask? Well, that's where quantum physics comes into play. Quantum physics, in its simplest terms, is the study of the very small, the very fundamental particles that make up our universe. And it suggests that these particles are influenced by consciousness, by our thoughts. So, by thinking positively, by focusing our thoughts on what we desire, we can influence the particles that make up our universe, and thereby shape our reality. It's a radical idea, one that challenges our traditional understanding of the world, but it's also a profoundly empowering one. Now, having set the stage, let's delve deeper into how thoughts become things. But don't just take our word for it. Let's look at some scientific studies that back up this concept. You've probably heard about the famous water crystal experiment conducted by Dr. Masaru Emoto. If not, here's a quick rundown. Dr. Emoto exposed water to different words, pictures, and sounds, then froze it and examined the crystals under a microscope. Remarkably, the water exposed to positive words like love and gratitude formed beautiful symmetrical crystals. On the other hand, water exposed to negative words like hate and anger formed disorganized asymmetrical crystals. This experiment, while not without its critics, suggests that thoughts and words, which are essentially vibrations, can influence the physical world. In this case, the molecular structure of water. Next, let's dive into the field of psychoneuroimmunology, a fancy term that essentially studies how our thoughts and emotions affect our immune system. Numerous studies have indicated a strong link between a person's mental state and their physical health. For instance, chronic stress, negative thoughts, and emotional turmoil can weaken the immune system, making one more susceptible to illnesses. On the other hand, positive thinking, optimism, and mindfulness can boost immunity, speed up healing, and improve overall health. A Harvard Medical School study found that people who practiced mindfulness meditation for 8 weeks produced more antibodies in response to a flu vaccine than those who didn't meditate. What does all of this mean? It suggests that our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs can influence our physical reality. This isn't about magic or wishful thinking. It's about the tangible, scientifically observable effects of our mindset on our bodies and, by extension, our reality. In the world of quantum physics, too, the observer's thoughts and expectations have been shown to influence the behavior of particles at the quantum level. This further underscores the potential power of thoughts in shaping reality. Science, it seems, is increasingly supporting the power of our thoughts. Now let's explore the psychological theories that support the idea of thoughts becoming things. Dive into the world of psychology, and you'll find an ocean of theories and concepts, but let's swim to the ones that align with our topic today. First is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT for short. Now, CBT is not just a therapeutic approach, but also a theory that suggests our thoughts directly influence our feelings and behavior. Picture it like this. You're in a dark room. Your thoughts are the light switch. Flick it on and suddenly, the room, your reality, changes. Think about a time when you were convinced you'd fail at something. Did that thought not influence your feelings of fear or anxiety? And did those feelings not affect your behavior, perhaps making you less confident or even hesitant? That's CBT in action. It's the idea that our thoughts can shape our feelings and, in turn, our behavior. Then there's the theory of the self-fulfilling prophecy. This might sound like something out of a fantasy novel, but it's a very real, very powerful psychological concept. A self-fulfilling prophecy is when we subconsciously guide our actions to help bring about what we believe will happen. So if you believe you're going to have a bad day, chances are you're going to have a bad day. Why? Because your thoughts shaped your reality. Now, does this mean we can think a pile of gold into existence? No, unfortunately, it doesn't work quite like that. But these theories do suggest that our thoughts have a powerful influence on our personal reality, our feelings, and our actions. And it's not just these theories. There are numerous other psychological perspectives that support the concept of thoughts shaping reality, from the law of attraction to the placebo effect. But we'll save those for another day. Indeed, psychology has long recognized the power of thoughts. So, how do we harness this power of thoughts to shape our reality? Well, it starts with the understanding that our thoughts are not just fleeting ideas that disappear once we stop thinking about them. They are potent forces that can materialize into tangible outcomes in our lives. There are three main techniques that can help us harness this power: visualization, affirmations, and mindfulness. Firstly, let's talk about visualization. It's a technique where you mentally picture the outcome you want to achieve. It's like creating a movie in your mind where you are the director and the lead actor. You visualize every detail, every color, every emotion. The more vivid your mental image, the more powerful the impact. This is because our brain often struggles to differentiate between what's real and what's imagined. Thus, by visualizing our desired outcome, we are essentially training our brain to work towards making that imagined reality come true. Next, we have affirmations. These are positive statements that you repeat to yourself, either out loud or in your mind, to reinforce your belief in your ability to achieve your goals. They are effective because they help replace negative thought patterns with positive ones. For example, instead of thinking, "I can't do this," you repeat to yourself, "I am capable and I will succeed." Over time, these affirmations can change your mindset and increase your confidence. Lastly, we have mindfulness. This is the practice of being present and fully engaged with whatever we're doing at the moment, free from distraction or judgment, and aware of our thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. By practicing mindfulness, we can become more aware of our thought patterns and start to change them in a way that aligns with our goals and aspirations. Remember, these techniques are not quick fixes. They require consistent practice over time, but with patience and dedication, you will start to see their effects in your life. Harnessing the power of your thoughts can truly transform your life. So why not start today? After all, the only thing standing between you and your goals is the power of your thoughts. To wrap up, let's summarize what we've learned today. We began our journey by exploring the intriguing concept of thoughts as energy. We delved into the understanding that our thoughts are not merely silent whispers in our minds, but rather potent forms of energy that can influence our reality. Like ripples in a pond, every thought we have sends out waves of energy, which interact with the energy of the world around us. It's a fascinating idea, isn't it? We then moved on to the scientific realm, where we discovered that this isn't just a philosophical or spiritual belief, but a concept backed by tangible scientific evidence. Cutting-edge studies in fields like quantum physics and neuroscience are beginning to reveal how our thoughts can literally shape our world. We learned about experiments showing that human consciousness can influence physical matter, and that our brains can generate electromagnetic fields that interact with our surroundings. Next, we ventured into the world of psychology, where theories such as the law of attraction and cognitive behavioral therapy further validate the power of our thoughts. We learned how positive thinking can attract positive outcomes, and how changing our thought patterns can lead to significant improvements in our mental health and overall well-being. Finally, we explored some practical ways to harness the power of our thoughts. From mindfulness and meditation to visualization and affirmation techniques, we discovered tools that can help us channel our thought energy in a positive and productive direction. As we conclude, let's remember that this knowledge isn't just enlightening, but also empowering. It means that we have the ability to shape our own reality with our thoughts. It's a responsibility, but also a tremendous opportunity. So let's take a moment to appreciate the profound power that lies within our minds. Let's strive to use our thoughts not just to perceive the world, but to actively create a world that reflects our deepest hopes and highest aspirations. Remember, your thoughts have immense power. Use them wisely.